All right, I've clicked the super button. So, we've got VTHN Gaming who said, how will dragons view the Drakthir? In D&D, etc., dragons have a superiority complex, especially since they are Deathwing's pet project. You know what, actually, that's a good thing you picked up on. Yeah, because they are these, like, lesser dragons. They're creations, you know? They're creations of the dragons. Are the dragons going to have ownership over them? Feel like they do? Feel like they're entitled to? Maybe some of them will. I mean, maybe that's... so they're a project of the... they're a project of the Black Dragons. And we've got two Black Dragons, Sibelian and Rathian, who are kind of vying for power. And here's the crazy thing. You probably forgot that Sibelian existed. I did. And I do friggin' WoW lore videos, and I forgot Sibelian existed. So take a look at this guy, okay? I'll bring him up here on the screen for you. So this is Sibelian. Yes, Baron Sablemane is who he appears to the players as. And, okay, so let's see. What's his history? During the Black Dragonflight's alliance with Ner'zhul's horde, Sibelian and his brethren transported Fenris and Tagar and a small bunch of people to Menethil Harbor. So one of the Black Dragons that is going to be like a main character here straight up like attacked us on their way to get the jeweled scepter of Sargeras, which of course led to a bunch of bad shit going down. Okay, once in Draenor, they settled in Gorgrond and Frostfire Ridge. They were attacked by Gruul and the Alliance expedition. Eggs were destroyed. Deathwing is forced to flee from the battle, followed immediately by Sibelian. So then Deathwing returns to Azeroth, but Sibelian, this guy who appears in the Dragonflight expansion, he stays in Draenor, which then turns into Outland. He, of course, hates Gruul, and I think because of that, he ends up, like, actually banding together with players. So Sibelian actually likes Rexxar, though it seems Rexxar doesn't actually know that he's a Black Dragon. So he communicates regularly with Samaya Inkling through Baron Sablemane's Blackwhelp. Who is she? So she is a human quest giver in Blade's Edge Mountains. Oh, okay, so... Actually, I think I remember those quests. Yeah. So he wears the guise of this human dude. He's a quest giver. And he insists you killing two of Gruul's sons. And he reveals his true dragon form, and then he personally fights one of them. Currently, him and his Black Dragons are in Outland, and Rathian is unaware. Why did the players just not, like, tell him? I wonder. And then in exploring Azeroth, Matthias Shaw gets a report, just that SI7 actually knows the true nature, that he's still in Outland, and that he's not an immediate threat. So maybe he's, like, cooled down a bit. And now he's kind of coming back and vying for control of the Black Dragons. And I'm thinking, like, if he is more of a hardcore pragmatic dude who's not went through the character arc that Rathian has, would he then treat the Drakthir as, you know, just sort of expendable, you know, cannon fodder, right? You know, we'd treat them differently. Because, you know, do you end up in a situation where it's like the Drakthir are basically the Cylons, you know, and they decide, you know what, fuck you guys who made us, you're back at dicks and just made us to work, but we're sentient and we don't want to do that. So, wait, what is this? Oh, this is interesting. Some speculation here. Sibelian is noticeably much less hostile than other Black Dragons towards non-Black Dragonkin, as is seen by the player and Rexxar. He's a bit rude, but he doesn't actually want to kill you. It's possible that because he's been away from Azeroth and Old Gods, that he no longer hears the maddening whispers that plague the rest of his corrupted flight. However, Farad too did show no sign of Old God influence until Rathian forced them onto him by angering the Old Gods. Farad is... Oh, wow, yeah, this is some of the... Yeah, this is this the Cataclysm Rathian storyline? Neat. And he is the son of Deathwing and Syntharia. So I suppose... he is like a true blood descendant of the past leader of the Black Dragons. Yeah. So that means, like, in a way, his claim is better than Rathian's. That certainly is something. Actually, on that, there's a super here. I'll just bring up chat. I'll do it like that so you guys don't have to see two chats. I think think a related super from the Mad Bunny. I love this. I came back to WoW, started Vanilla, left at the end of Wrath. Shadowlands made me feel like a stranger in a very strange land. So happy to be heading back to Azeroth. That is it. The Mad Bunny, you drop us that $10 super. That's it. That's really what I felt, and I'd stuck with the game, through basically thick and thin. And I think like this is the sort of thing that's cool to people. I mean, maybe they've quested with this character just this year in the Burning Crusade Classic, and now they see, oh, he's actually relevant. This is lore from 2007 that is being picked up on in 2022. And that's just cool. Like, that is Blizzard playing to the long history of this game. It's like, instead of making up Zoval and a bunch of, cosmic-y, timey-wimey bullshit, whatever, instead of just making all that shit up, in a way that kind of makes everything that came before it look a bit small and pointless, do this, lean in your rich history and the just crazy amount of characters. Like, WoW's got so many characters that they just kind of park in places and, don't really do a great deal with. So yeah, I'm totally with you. That's awesome. So there you go. That's the situation with Sibelian. He is going to be vying for control over the Black Dragons against presumably Rathian. We don't know if that'll ever turn into a hot conflict or anything. Maybe players will be able to... Actually, I think some stuff was data mined that suggests that players will be able to perhaps decide which one they want to side with. And if that is the case, I mean, holy shit, that would be really, really, really awesome. A few other supers as well. Tony Wright, they've got you. Tony Wright dropped us $5 saying, I can't help but be excited. The expansion looks so promising. That's it. Like, I'm running around here and I feel like I am, like I'm back. I run around these zones and they're beautiful. They feel like Azeroth, They're like what I know I want from the game. That's what the zones are. And that's just pretty major to me. Hang on, are we going to get kicked out? No, we're not. So that's just important to me. And I think that's what so many other people were missing in World of Warcraft from quite some time. It didn't feel like core Azeroth. And look, we don't know if this version of the game is going to feel like core Azeroth, but that they are leaning in more of the history that, yeah, this is a new model. I mean, first, this is a pretty awesome model, but like, these are the Dragonkin, we know them. We know the Dragonkin. We like the Dragonkin. And I don't want to just be all like, oh, memberries. But it's a big living world, so when it's referencing him itself and all of that stuff... And actually, Voidspark just said there on one of our members, when background characters become foreground characters, it's great. Look at O'Brien in Deep Space Nine. That's it. Transporter Chief Miles O'Brien. Good to get some of our country in Star Trek. Awesome, right? Everyone fucking loves O'Brien. He's one of the best characters in Star Trek, flat out, in my opinion. And just look at how much they're able to do with O'Brien. And he starts off as not that major of a character, but then he grows. And that's what I really hope happens to characters like Telia, as an example. That's what they could have done with Taylor. Remember Admiral Taylor? Remember what happened to him, the poor bastard? Build him up over a while and just friggin' kill him? Cheers, Blizz. We liked Taylor. Would have been cool to have him around.